Hi, it's Kai here, and again I just want to say thank you for the recent support on my channel and on my last video. In this video I'm going to be going over a different topic for the series, 5 tips to a better blank. Today this will be 5 tips to a better character build, and if this video does well I might continue the series with other topics, so please leave suggestions. Step 1. Pick a weapon. The most important part of your build before any perk cards are in place is picking what weapon you're going to use. There are many different types of weapons in Fallout 76, from pistols to big heavy energy weapons, with all things in between, such as melee. Each weapon has a different special stat which helps increase its damage. Step 2. Pick a playstyle. Now that you have a weapon you're going to use picked out, it's time to pick a playstyle. You can be a spray and pray automatic weapon, or a silent but deadly sneaky rifleman. There are many different playstyles to choose from, and a hybrid build will work, however won't be able to dish out the damage a focused build can. There are two main meta playstyles in 76, those being a low health Bloodied build, or a high health build who use legendary effects such as Overeaters and Juggernauts. However, once again, everything is viable in this game, so don't be tied down to using the meta if you don't want to. Step 3. Level up special stats accordingly. Your special stats will allow you to pick your perk cards, and a build is nothing without these. Stealth builds want to have a high agility, as this is a stat that affects the ability to sneak. Every build and weapon has a different governing stat that wants to be leveled up, such as the strength stat for melee users. To know which special stat to level up, you should find the perk card that increases your weapon damage to begin with and max that stat out. Step 4. Perk cards. These are the heart of a build, and every player will spend hours perfecting a build that suits them best. Once you've picked a weapon that you want to use and a playstyle, and leveled your special stats accordingly, you want to fill those perk card slots with the right cards. Mandatory cards should be the ones that which increase your damage with your chosen weapon type and benefit your playstyle, such as the sneak card. You should try and keep any unnecessary perk cards out of your build, such as the Pack Rat or Aqua Boy cards, as these perk cards are very situational. You should focus on cards that affect your damage first and survivability second. After those two factors have been met, then tweak the build to your needs, and personalise it with cards such as Travelling Pharmacy for those who run around with a lot of chems. Once you hit level 50, you will unlock legendary cards. These cards can be used to further upgrade your build by adding extra special stats or unique abilities to increase damage or survivability. For the most part, these legendary perks should be used to support your existing build and give it that final push to greatness. Step 5. Legendary weapons. Now that your perk cards have been picked out, your build in itself is complete, and even basic weapons will be doing much more damage. But let's get some legendary weapons and armour to pair with your build to make it even stronger. After going through all that effort, it wouldn't make sense to use Juggernaut weapons, which increase damage the higher your health, on a low health Bloodied build. You should use build specific legendary effects such as Bloodied for low health builds and Junkies for the players who run around all addicted to chems. There are some universal legendary effects such as the 2-shot and anti-armor legendary effects, as these work well on all builds. These legendary weapons and armor do not need to be perfect, as even the 1-stars will increase your damage a lot. All you need is that one main star, like the Bloodied effect, to really boost your damage. Bonus step. Mutations. Mutations are not needed to make a build, however do give it an extra push. There are many different mutations in 76, which all do different things. This video will not be going into detail about them, but they can be very beneficial, and it is important not to pile them on, as they do come with downsides. Remember to pick them wisely and sparingly, and only pick those that give a positive bonus to the build. So here I am on my level 500 plus character, and I will put all this together. I want to make a Bloodied heavy gunner build, The heavy guns part of this build gets its damage increased with the cards in the strength special stat, so we are going to make that 15. The power armor and bloodied part of the build get some very beneficial perk cards from the intelligence special stat, so let's make this 14. To make sure I can keep my mutations, I want to have at least 3 points into luck, but there are some other useful perk cards for my build in luck, so we're going to make it 9. Now the rest is just down to preference. I won't be using that, so I can keep perception at 1. I want endurance to be 6, charisma 5, and agility 6. Now, let's put the perk cards in. I want all the heavy gunner cards to increase my damage. Lock and load for faster reloads of my heavy guns, and a blocker for some defense. For perception I'm very limited, but I will use glow sight for some extra damage against glowing enemies. In endurance I want to have fireproof for more defense. Radical, as this will further increase my strength as I plan on being low health at all times by being heavily irradiated. We also have rejuvenated, as this will tie in with my armor. I like to have charisma at 5 so I can use travel agent as I do a lot of fast travelling. Strange in numbers to increase the benefits of my mutations. We also have this card shared so that my teammates can also benefit. And then we can swap out the final slot for the card inspirational, tenderizer or suppressor. Intelligence is a big one. We want nerd rage for further increased damage and survivability at low health. Stabilize to gain more damage with our heavy guns. Demolition expert to gain even more damage when using our legendary weapons with the explosive prefix, and batteries included for all the fusion cores and other energy ammo I use. In agility I want action boy to regain action points faster, and dodgy to further increase our defense. These two cards work hand in hand. Luck is another big stat, the most important card being starch genes to keep my mutations, then bloody mess to gain more damage, one gun army to help make my heavy guns even stronger, and now I want to go into my legendary cards and add the legendary luck card to increase my luck further. Now it's at 14, allowing me to add more cards. We will add class freak to make our mutations even better, and finally ricochet to increase our survivability. Let's go back into the legendary cards. We want to have survival shortcut so that I don't have to carry around any food or water. Power armor reboot and electric absorption to increase survivability, as these make it almost impossible for me to die. We're going to get taken one for the team to deal even more damage, and finally funky duds to cover all our bases and be a fucking tank. Another card I like to swap in and out is the ammo factory to make loads of ammo at once, but this is the finished perk card loadout. For my armor, I use a full set of T65 Overeaters. This ties in with the rejuvenated perk, as I tend to be fully fed at all times, and ties in with the survival shortcut legendary perk, as I do not have to carry around any water or food. These armor pieces are not perfect, and it's highly unlikely you'll get perfect ones, as I've been re-rolling now for probably about a year. But, like I said, that 1 star is all I really need. Everything else is just a nice little bonus. For my weapons, I use the Foundation's Vengeance, which is a bloody explosive minigun, a bloodied Gauss minigun, and an anti-armor flamer. Again, these are not perfect, but they do me just fine. So let's give this build a go. I'm using the Foundation's Vengeance here, and as you can see it's having no problem eating through those health bars. Even with all these super mutants hitting me, I'm not taking much damage. This is the power of the Overeater's legendary effect. Now let's give the anti-armor flamer a go. Again, just eating through his health bars, having no trouble with these level 100 super mutants. This is just an anti-armor plasma caster I like to run around with. Now, let's give the Gauss minigun a go. Once again, having no trouble at all with these level 100 super mutants. Both the Gauss minigun and other explosive weapons benefit from the Demolition Expert perk card to further increase their damage. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and this helped. Please comment with any suggestions for future content.